What's up, One Crack News? In 2017, Mark Sanchez used to be the quarterback for the Chicago Bears. He stayed out here. Mark Sanchez is known in a lot of places out here, has a lot of friends when he was the quarterback for the Bears. And because of that fact, he had a lot of people that in the community working with people with Kyle Long's the whole charity thing. So it's uh it's a very difficult situation for people who didn't know him. We actually knew him. He's very much still plugged in Chicago. He was a big Caleb Williams fan, so it broke a lot of people's hearts around here to see what happened to Mark Sanchez. Now, let me tell you about people who he met that didn't live around here. Bears fans that just happen to be black. And my homeboy actually went up to Mark Sanchez and said, "Hey, butt fumble." And I saw Mark Sanchez. He was at a place called Timmy O'Toole's. It was a beer pub where a lot of people here go, and it was in Gurnee, Illinois. And he was the one in Gurnee, Timmy O'Toole's. And he was there with a couple of other like players and things of that nature. And the guy said, "Hey, butt fumble." And Mark looked around and he looked at the guy. And this is a fun loving guy. And he's got like these massive hands. And Mark Sanchez looked at him as if he wanted to kill him. I mean, he wanted to like kill that guy. So the people that worked there, the manager of the place, told him, said, "Hey, there's no harassing the patrons in here," and made those guys like, "We'll throw you out if you don't stop." So they said, "Oh," they were young kids, but he was literally mad. And this was in 2018, I believe. So when he got out of the whole Bears system and whatever, where everybody was gone and he was no longer on the Bears and he retired, he still came here and got his deal in the media. He would still go to the studios, Chicago media, do interviews, and he was prepping himself for retirement, work in media. Yeah, he called the Giants game, and then he was working with the Bears a lot. That's how I met him, uh, covering the Bears game, and met him at the Bears game. It was a lot different than the times we're having now. Hmm. It's a hurtful situation because what you see is entirely dark, and it's not what people have perceived to be something that is essential. But if you look at what they had on TMZ's back grid, You see Mark looking very weird walking around. There's a lady walking down the street and he just comes around the corner and he just walks that way. He walked back, he stumbled back across the scene, fleeing the scene after the fight. There was the truck victim when he showed up. Mark's walking and stumbling. It's a shame. $90. There you go. I guess he went to go talk to the girl. She wasn't having it. So he went back the other way. So a stranger starts talking to Mark Sanchez, who's just walking down the street. Mark comes back around. Then he went down there to go confront the driver of the truck. Dipping around the damn garbage can. Then he goes there and have a fight. This is Fair Use Act. This is TMZ's back grid. Fair Use Act, fair use. Mark is stabbed, he's injured. He goes in a bar, lays down. They call 911. They come back and they get the guy, put him in an ambulance, and that was it. Now, yeah, I mean, they called him butt fumble, but nobody was going to say that to his face. It was these young kids, they were white, and my buddy who happened to be black was in there and called him butt fumble. So him and his buddy, they go to the Bears game a lot, and they was gonna be removed. They call him butt fumble. That's just, they see Mark Sanchez, that's all they're gonna think about is the butt fumble. He's never gonna escape that. But to see his eyes turn to like, I could rip your head off your shoulders. That man got massive hands. Now that guy, I don't know what he did um, to entice him. Mark was completely messed up. Looked like from the appearance that he's inebriated. I don't know what's in his system, but I can tell you, he's not getting off. Mm-mm. People run through their positions in life. Like, mm-mm. If you start putting people into a position that doesn't usually make a lot of sense, well, from what I've seen over the years, there's been a lot of there's been a lot of people that just don't make sense, and it's way they handle these situations. Like Mark Sanchez is somebody who is he's experienced enough to know that it's not going to come out good for him if he's to go down the road he continues, drinking and doing what he's doing and getting too drunk and getting into a fight. Some people go through stuff like you just saw Paul Pierce out here. Paul Pierce is somebody who's out here. Oh yeah, Paul Pierce is definitely somebody who was. Yeah, he's in his car drunk. He said he wasn't drunk, just said he fell asleep. He's old and tired. He's like, man, I'm old and tired. I'll fall asleep. So the fact that he just pass out and go to do whatever it is that he wants, he ends up in another situation that could have went bad. Somebody could have tried to rob him, end up killing Paul Pierce. And it's like you put yourself in these situations you don't need to be in. Most people do it because they're depressed. It ain't about the money. He got money. He's just depressed. Something's going on that's otherworldly. And the outlet was to fight. And here it is, a senior citizen, a man he would have never probably fought had he not had a drink. Mm. Well, people don't understand the position. They'll never understand that position, you know. It's to me, it was a no-brainer. I've seen people crash out. I've seen people have episodes visiting Hours movie. That was clear. That thing scared the life out of me. Yeah, depression is real. People go through depression. You ever have a whole lot of money like me? I've never been super rich. I'm somebody who just had enough to pay his bills and had enough to go anywhere. Like I could get on a plane, take off, and go anywhere I want to go. And I'm like, where do I want to go? What do I want to do? I remember one time I just got up and left. And I did a live stream with y'all and I said, I'm gonna just go to Vegas. I went and got a plane flight that day on the live, made a made a plane flight, went to Vegas, kicked it for about a weekend, came back. It was crazy. Y'all saw it all on live. But other than that, you do get bored at times. You know, I would go to the movies, I would sit at the movie theater, relax, eat popcorn. I enjoy going to the movies. It's not so if I'm bored with something, I try to find something to do with my time to take advantage of the day and just sit around and be depressed. There's too much to do in this world than to just sit around and be depressed. There's so many people that would love to be in your position. They would love to be able to have your type of freedom. They would love to be able to have that type of stress. Whatever problem you think you have, oh, they would love to have it. There's some people that don't have anything to eat. They don't have a house, a home. They got drug problems. They didn't been basically crossed out by society. They can't get a job. They've been to jail a few times. They ain't got nothing going for them. So this is it. So yeah, do Mark Sanchez need to go to jail? Absolutely, he should go to jail for assaulting that man. And he should be in therapy. He's going to get a pension from the NFL. But to me, it's always a major difference when it's somebody white. It's, oh, we got to help him. If it's somebody black, it's, yeah, he should go to jail. And that psychosis is always the gripping problem that we have to deal with colorism. Why do you look at somebody's color and determine how much time they should get based on their color? Why do you feel the white guy, like we just saw Roof Man, right? And in there, it's based, Roof Man is a movie based on a true story about a white guy breaking into restaurants, but he was really nice to everybody. He robbed 45 doggone like Burger Kings and McDonald's, cutting in the roof, going in the top, taking the money out, but being very nice to the customers there, apologizing, saying, you guys are not the bad guys, I'm the bad guy. And they were like, he was really nice. And when the movie was over, the people were like, yeah, I mean, you kind of feel bad for him. You know, he wasn't really a bad guy. They didn't even care he was robbing people. Hmm. Well, it's a thing where if somebody's depressed, you never know how far they're gonna go, or what is it they're gonna do. You know, it was messed up for Mark. Mark lived about 10 minutes from here. The training facility is about 17 minutes from here, approximately. And did I ever see him at Hawthorne? No. Every time I saw him, he was at a pub or going to the camp. They were driving to Bears camp. Yes, there's a lot of people there. They're making their, doing their best to, cover the sport or doing whatever they could. Me, I never really wanted to get caught covering the Bears because that's basically a dangerous situation for myself. Living in Chicago and covering the Bears, you'll have a Bear fan tackle you. I hate you. Yeah, it'd be crazy. You don't want to cover your hometown teams. No, no, you definitely don't want to do that. Dude, I went out one time, just got up, drove, went to a whole new town, met a chick, going out to the bar. Didn't know anybody in the town. Went to the town, met new people, had a blast, said I'll be back. So eventually I'm gonna go back to the town. I've been over there to that town before since then. And it was crazy because my uncle ended up having a concert over there, and me, my mom, and my family actually met up over there. So it kind of all worked out in the end. But I just hope Mark Sanchez yeah, he should do some jail time for what he did. I don't know how many months. And definitely should be in a rehab facility or mental facility or seek some therapy in the process because he's going to eventually hurt somebody if they just give him a slap on the wrist. I'm serious. He's going to hurt somebody. I'm out. He already hurt somebody. I mean, he's going to hurt somebody else.